Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Wednesday, April 15th, 2020. And it's a little makeshift, as you can tell. It's not as like my usual. It's I'm doing it from home. I am doing these through Zoom meeting, and I need to turn that off. Thank you. Oh, I love it. If you watch any television late night, any news, any Today Show, it's all very much because we can't talk to each other and touch each other in person. It's all kind of makeshift these days. It's the new normal for right now while we're going through this COVID-19 virus outbreak and trying to get under control. So I don't believe in the word perfection anyway. I've gotten rid of that word, but now it's even more so. It's kind of like, it's all about quality in terms of the product, in terms of the message, in terms of who I have on the show, more so than the technical stuff. So I'm here, we're here. Hello, everyone. Hope everyone is safe and sane. This is a special episode. We have a special person coming on, Dorothy, the organizer from Hoarders and all kinds of other media stuff. She had the virus, and we talk about that, and she had to come up with a checklist that I think is super helpful, a 10-day checklist. It's super helpful, not just for the virus, but for just in life in general. It's really good. So she'll come on after the break, after I do this beginning. But I always do my thanks and gratitude. And my thanks and gratitude go to all the organizers out there who are still working, who are doing virtual organizing. There are some of you out there who were in the middle of moves and pack outs and downsizing that you still have to work. You're working with movers. I want to thank all the movers out there because I believe they're considered essential. They're out there, and I want to give thanks and gratitude to them because you're putting your lives a little bit at risk for being out there doing this. But I know that the world seemingly stopped all of a sudden. There were some things that couldn't be stopped. And so I give my heart goes out to everyone out there who is doing this. And I give my thanks and gratitude to anybody out there who has the virus and who is dealing with it. No matter if it's severe or not, doesn't matter. That you got it, that you're taking care of yourself, and I'm sending you healing energy to get better. And to all of us who have stayed home like we're supposed to, as of this recording, as this comes out, I will have been home almost a month. So I take this seriously, and I took it seriously, and I feel like I'm probably okay. I drink my immune booster teas. I drink lots of water. I'm eating really healthy. I've actually lost like 10 pounds the last month. So I'm trying to take care of myself because I'm older, and I have a few conditions like high blood pressure and stuff, and I'm trying to take care of all that. And this whole experience has been almost like a timeout. That we need to take care of ourselves and do inventory on our lives and take care of ourselves when we're home. So I'm gonna stop talking because I have this wonderful guest, Dorothy, the organizer. Can't wait for you to meet her and hear from her, and we'll talk to you next. Hello, this is the SOS show with James Lott Jr., and I am James Lott Jr., super organizer, and I have somebody I've been wanting on my show basically this last 5 years. So now I got her. That's how life works. I love how life works. And we've been actually both moving our way through the industry and through media. She's one of the few people I can talk to that actually knows about the media aspect of what we do and why I do that. It's just life. We're at home right now. This is all real life, folks. And she is the most innovative professional organizer. She's been on so many different shows, like Hoarders, and she's been in Wall Street Journal and Forbes. And I mean, she's been around, folks. And she's out there educating people on aspects of our business, which I'm so glad because we need more of us out there to educate people exactly what do we do, what do we offer, what do we have. That's because everybody from baby to old person can use us in some form. Very few professions can say that. She is the creator of the Cancer Concierge. It's an online video system which helps individuals conquer their clutter in a pleasing and fun way, which you know that's all about me. She has a cloud-based system called Digital Life Cloud. Of course, her own Dorothy, the organizer, professional organizing services. She's a speaker, lecturer, done things with NAPA, of course, which, you know, my place I love, and ICD, love those ladies over there. And she has this thing that's very, 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 very useful, the 10-day COVID-19 organizing guide. We're going to talk about this and why you should be going to her and looking at this. It's very good. My friend, Dorothy, the organizer.
Yay! I've been waiting to talk to you too, you know.
I think on purpose we kept separately. I think we're going to just combust at some point probably because you're so bright and bubbly like I am. I love that. Welcome to the show, Dorothy.
Thank you.
In all seriousness, I want to ask, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. And I'm guessing you're asking because you know that both my hubby and I had COVID-19, yes?
Yes. Yeah. I really want to ask, in all seriousness, how are you doing? How'd you get through it?
Yeah, we had, actually, we both got the virus at the very beginning. So toward the end of February, early March, somewhere in there, we both started feeling sleepy, and then we got a fever, and then we had body aches and chills and a small cough. And I said, you know what, this seems like something I should call the doctor about. And of course, you know, she said, we need to get you in for testing. And again, beginning of March, there weren't really enough tests.
Oh.
So my husband, Marty, is 65. I'm 57. He got the test. I didn't. And he tested positive. And James, going through the testing site, you know, that took hours, but they were, as you could appreciate as well, so organized.
Good.
You know, you pull in and they put you into a very certain spot. It was numbered. They have arrows on your car like you're getting it serviced, but instead you're getting serviced. And, you know, we had to take along something to read, something to do, because, you know, you are there for a period of time. So we went through the quarantine and all the care and everything else, and we are definitely out on the other side and doing very, very well.
So thank God. Thank God you are. I'm glad you mentioned it, 'cause somebody else I know went and got tested. He said how organized it was. He went to a testing site in Torrance. This was just actually a week ago, because now they have more sites popping up. And folks, when you find a site that's trusted and that's really, you know, that kind of stuff. But he said the same thing, because he was amazed how organized it was. He was in his car the whole time, and they had little spots for them, and you move them up, and, you know, it's really so good that you mentioned that it was organized when you went.
It was. And just for anybody who may need to go get tested still, you want to wear like a loose shirt, because they actually lean in with their stethoscope and they, you know, listen to your lungs. So you want to be comfortable and accessible so that they can get to you and your parts and take care of you.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you mentioned that. Yeah, that's good. That's a good idea. I used to be a nurse, so I know how important that is to wear looser clothing and stuff so they can get to it, because they can't examine you in a regular room, which that would normally make it a lot easier. It's going to be the logistics of kind of certain cars, or a tall car, short car. I'm sure it's a challenge.
Yeah, it really was. But they did a fabulous job, so we're good.
Okay, good. Why do you think you guys made it through the other side? Some don't. Some have it really worse. I mean, why do you think you guys made it through?
We did a couple of things. One of them was we drank a lot of hot liquids, warm liquids, which was suggested. Lots of soups, you know, just keeping the throat and, you know, passages open to breathe more easily. Something as simple as tea and soup. So that was one thing. And the other thing is, you know, we did quarantine and we did do all the things that people do, but I took the idea of hand washing to a new level. And of course you would know this, so I'm not telling you this, but maybe some of your viewers. But, you know, Dr. Patrick Soon-Shiong, who owns the LA Times and the Lakers here in LA, he did a video on the science of soap. And he was explaining how greasy and fatty the COVID or the coronavirus is. And, you know, our hand is the vector, and it's where we transfer. We pick it up here and then we put it over there. And the soap actually comes in when you rub your hands, not just gently wash, but truly rub, gets into the crevices and kills the virus. And I think we were just so absolutely OCD about it that we were able to keep the virus away from us and move through more quickly.
Good. That's good. I'm glad you're better. You guys are better. That's good. So there are a lot of folks out there who are surviving it and coming through it the other side.
Yes.
Not to be through the bad stuff, but there are people who are coming through it. And just as simple as doing, and I've been home for, as of this broadcast, as recording this, 24 days. I have not left my house.
You good man. You good man. And one thing I'll say is I've done 11 seasons, all of the seasons for Hoarders. I've been in homes where I should have received or gotten some sort of a virus, and I've never ever picked up anything. So this one got me. I have a pretty strong immune system.
Interesting. That's really interesting. I know I had Bell's palsy a couple of years ago, so I got a virus through my ear, and I was like, my face went paralyzed. So I know about viruses, and I was like, when they said at the beginning, James, people need to stay home, I went to the store right away as an organizer. Went to the store, strategically shopped.
Yes.
Plus, I have things in my house already. I'm an organizer. I can't help it. I have things in my house, which is one of the great things about being organized, folks. That's a great thing about organized. And then I strategically shopped. And then I've been home since the 17th of March.
Very smart.
I said I'm going to stay just in case I was exposed, because I go to people's homes and actually organize. Many of my clients, I don't have a lot of clients left, but I do have a few, and they're all older. I didn't want to hurt them, because I care about them. And so I said, I'm going to do what they tell me to do. And so you're like, you've been home 24 days? I'm like, yeah, I have. I mean, I have a yard and stuff. I go outside, I have a yard, I have a garden. A big house, but it's like, no, I don't need to go anywhere. I got an Instacart yesterday, and now it's fine. I got to replenish some stuff, and I'm doing it, girl, because I don't want it. I know.
And you're lucky enough, or have built your business in such a way that here you are doing work right now, and that's built in, as well as, I don't know if you're doing virtual organizing, but that's what we're also offering our clients. So we're lucky that we can still run businesses this way.
Yeah, I'm a certified life coach also. So I do life coaching, which I've been doing anyway I wasn't using Zoom, not use Zoom for, but I've been doing it on FaceTime, Skype. So I have a few things. I write books, and I have, so I have some sources coming in. Not as much as I normally have had, but yes. I'm okay right now. You know what I mean? Like, I'm okay at the moment. And the bigger thing is health. If I'm not in good health, I can't do none of it.
Right. I support that 100%, sir.
I know you do, girl. I know you do. I have to ask you, because I know Matt Paxton, and I know a few people who've done some of the things, but I want to ask you just what was your experience like filming because doing Hoarders, filming and trying to help clients at the same time? I don't have that. I don't have, mine are totally separate. I've never done that together. What has that been like?
Well, when filming on the Hoarders show,
yeah.
I will say the one great thing about it, it's not really considered a reality show. It's called a docudrama. And for that reason, I'm really happy to say that it's the real deal. So what people see is really, we do not bring in the smell. We do not bring in any of the nasty things that we find. We don't add to the piles. It's already there. So that's thing number one. But it is different to think about the logistics of being on a show and having an outcome that is a good outcome for the client while working with the client and their family and the production team. So it's quite a big deal. And I think that it's such a big deal because sometimes we'll have as many as 20 or 30 people as organizers and another 12 people in production, plus a family of anywhere from 2 to 10, depending. So we've got a lot of people and sometimes no room in the house, or it's raining and snowing outside. So that's what it's like. It's crazy making.
I was like, wow, that's crazy. So what did you, from those 11 seasons and everything, what is one thing you learned about yourself during that experience?
That I cry. It's definitely okay to cry and have emotion, because I do on the show. And it's obviously not always filmed, but I am truly human, and I really, I come into somebody's life for anywhere from 4 to 11 days, depending on how long the situation is. Yeah. And I get to know them and their family, and I'm in it. Like, I forget I have a husband at home, and I'm in their life. Yeah. All the day. So I've learned about it that I can't always keep it together. I try not to yell, but I have a heart, and it's okay to show the heart.
I'm glad you said that. I do it on my shows. I feel like people think we're robots. An organizer means throw everything away, throw everything away, throw everything away. That's not what we're doing. No, we actually, or because we are trained to be somewhat removed because it's your stuff. I mean, it's your outcome, your stuff. But we
Yes.
do care. I mean, we get to know we do care. We care about you. We respect your stuff. We respect your feelings. We do care.
Exactly, exactly. And so when we have production, whether they're asking us to speed it up or slow it down, and it's like sometimes it's no. I'm always known for saying, stop everything. Stop. Stop. There's somebody who put a garbage bag in that bin and my client wants it back out of the bin. And they're looking at me like, you can't be serious. And out come all 17 bags we just put on there and we untie them.
Right.
Because you, as you know, your client needs to trust you.
Number one. And I remember years ago, I've been in business 11 years now. And I remember early on, I chose 5 words for my marketing stuff, my marketing. And the one that always, well, there's 2, but the one that always got the most attention from my clients was, I said, trustworthy.
Okay.
It was funny. That was the word they focused. Discreet was second, a close second. When I said this, no, sorry, non-judgmental was a close second.
Okay.
So those 2 words, the clients would always pick up on. When he said, "Well, when I saw you, you said you were non-judgmental. When I saw you, you said you were trustworthy." Like they want to feel safe.
You bet.
I learned that. That's one of the things I learned early on. So.
I think that's probably innate in you, James. You know, it's just, you can't help yourself. You just have those innate qualities or characteristics, and your clients are lucky to have you.
I think that's very nice of you.
And I'm lucky to have you. Wait a second.
I know, yes, hello. Now, hello. I'm not letting go of you. You're in my life now. You're not going anywhere. The Dorothy's not going nowhere. So you came up with this 10-day COVID-19 organizing guide, which I am looking at right now, and I love it. I read through it, and I love it. It's asking questions on that. So this obviously was born out of you getting it.
Yep.
So let's talk about that a little bit, the impetus for actually putting this together.
Yeah, well, so it's, and by the way, people can get it on my website, dorothytheorganizer.com. It's right at the top and it's free for everybody. So what I did was, and I don't know if you've been hearing this too, but there could be this same virus that comes up again. It could come in the fall. It could come again next year. So I think it's just good to have this on hand, as if you've already been through most of this, fine, but use it again for the future. And it includes everything from prevention and planning, so you don't get the virus to begin with. But, no matter what, if you're quarantined to your house, you need to do resource gathering, which you did before your 24 days of stay at home. You did that. You want to get meal planning set up, especially if you have a family. You want to get your work from home station set up. As we learned, everyone was on the fly trying to get it all set up, just as the virus was hitting. Family activities, home organizing projects, self-care, and what about the future, your goals? Because when you're at home right now, what is it you want to do in the future? So it's just 10 days to take you through some of these really important planning steps.
So I'm not going to mention every single thing. I want you guys to go get it. But I'm going to ask you questions on some of them. So I want to mention some of them. So number one, I love the first page as an actual, just tells you kind of what the symptoms are, incubation period. And I'm glad you included this, because I think people are having a hard time understanding this part. It lives on surfaces, and maybe what a surface is. I found that just like, well, I have these gloves on. I'm like, well, then take the gloves off, then wash your, and then you can, because you keep touching the gloves on surfaces, you're passing it around. So talk about that whole thing. It's the surfaces thing. I keep people like, you're not getting that. What's a surface?
Yeah, well, and a surface can be right here.
Yes.
This is a surface. My shirt is a surface. The sheets we sleep on are surfaces. And that is, why in a hospital, and this from your nursing days then, is why you change the sheets so often in a hospital, and why when people are sick at home, you want to change the sheets and wash them, and wash the clothes and the pajamas we're in. So, yeah.
Yes, wash those sweats, folks. Everybody sweats, change them out. Because I'm an organizer. In my closet, I pulled out all my sweats. I have them on hangers, and I have like some tops that I wear a lot. And so I just rotate. And every few days, switch them out, wash them, get them out. I just, I mean, things
Oh,
like
can I just say that's so type A?
it is. I know that's tell me, but I was just like, I would be careful. I want to be careful. So yeah, I do that. So actually, somebody told me that now they're doing it too. They saw my video on that. I said, rotate your clothes. But I believe in rotating your clothes anyway, regardless of this. But I was kind of like, yeah, I'll get all my sweats. They're all there, and then all my things over here. And then I just pull out, and I just every couple of days switch out because now we're home. And it's like, what's the schedule, folks? There is no schedule. So I don't get dressed if I don't want to. I mean, I don't know. If I'm at a meeting, I dress from the chest up, and that's it. Folks, folks are doing. Folks are doing that. They're like sweats down here, but a beautiful blouse. I mean, that's what they're doing. Of course, they're doing. I love that. So day one, I like because it's basically the prevention planning checklist and the infection action checklist. And so basically, it gives you an overview of kind of like, make sure you have this, make sure you watch this, make sure you don't do this, like that kind of stuff. I like that. But I want to say day two, I think it's very important, is the resource gathering, which you just kind of talked about a little bit. That's basically what I did. Because again, I'm an organizer, so I kind of know some of this stuff. But I love this idea of people, and folks, it's actually a checklist. It's an actual checklist. You have boxes and things like that. So gathering this page, did you catch everything? Did you get everything you could think of on here for this page, you think? Everything?
No, I'm sure I can definitely improve on this, but there's a lot of things that, ideas for people. I call it a resource gathering plan or checklist. It's like I'm on Naked and Afraid or something. You have to get all the things you can in the beginning so you can stay alive. So this is just reminding you that you want to gather everything. You want to get your stuff in order and know which stores you need to go to. And again, you may have done this already, but I've had to go to stores now since I've had the virus. I'm authorized to go out in the world.
Yeah.
I wear a mask and gloves, but I also try to go out on a Sunday morning. Sunday mornings seem to be the least amount of people. And, the stores are being cleaned at night. So by going in the morning, it's the cleanest time. So there are just some of these kinds of tips in there.
Ooh, I like that. Okay, and one thing I also like too, because I was telling somebody the other day, because I'd read this somewhere, when you get the Instacarts or the Amazon Fresh Order or whatever, or even get pizza, take it out of the packaging that it comes in, put it in your own packaging, throw that packaging away outside in trash cans, and then again, wash your hands before you handle it. Then, like you said, wash your fruits and vegetables, wash the things that are free flowing.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna sanitize the packages, do it too. Obviously, don't do it to where you hurt yourself when you eat something and it tastes like sanitizer. But I did wipe down all my orange juice bottles, like the orange juice. I wiped down the water thing.
Yes.
It takes longer, folks. I'm sorry. It takes a little longer to unpackage everything. Very important.
And that's part of what we want to share. If you're shopping and you take it from the cart and put it into your car, you can have a garbage bag down in your car, stage in the back of your trunk or in the back of, if you have a Jeep or something, stage back there, do the wiping down right there, and then get it into your garage or into your home. Yes.
I agree. Yeah. I'm going to switch up to day 4. This one I like because a lot of us are working from home now. That's the deal. A lot of people are like, I never worked from home before, or I did every once in a while. So and I kept telling people, no matter where I've lived in shacks, I've lived in a place that was an efficiency, it had no kitchen, it was that small, to big houses. But I always try to make sure where I live was comfortable for me. It's very important. People say, well, James, you live in a house. Doesn't matter. You can live in a place and still make it comfortable. But I like this idea of, now working from home. For a lot of people, it's a new idea. The one thing you did say that I was like, oh, interesting, define your work hours. Because now your work's in front of you. Talk about that.
Yeah, so work hours and what you wear, if you have a family, can really make the difference. So I know basically I work from 10 to 1, and then I take a lunch, and then I do again from 2 to 6, kind of. Those are my work hours. My husband knows it. My mom knows it. She's 87. So people know it. They know when to get me. But the other thing is, if you have people in the home, or especially kids, you want to get dressed for work. because if we come out in our pajamas in the morning and have a cup of coffee and stand there, we don't look like we're at work. And so kids come and jump up and, they want to do, play with me. But if you're dressed and look like you're ready for work, everybody treats you like you're going to work. So yeah, set the hours and dress the part.
It's that whole perception thing, and I love that. Track your hours. I love that. Breaks, very important, folks. Make those breaks in there, because I remember for a lot of folks who don't like working from home because they like to have a separation. Now they see the desk, they see the laptop they got from their business or whatever. They're staring at it and stuff, and they're like, "Oh, I should be doing it. I should be doing it." No, watch some Netflix. Don't watch Tiger King, folks. Tiger King is bad for you. I can't get those 8 hours back of my life. Watch some episodes of Hoarders with her on it. You said you watch something good, watch some comedy or something. But it's one of those things where you have to kind of. I'm glad you put in there. Define. I work these hours. That's it. Cut it off. Turn off that laptop, computer, and then go do something else. It's just your brain will thank you later.
Yeah, and you know what else I do? I have a jump rope, and it's neon green, just like my car. I got it from my mother-in-law. I don't know why it's that color, but everyone sees me coming. But I take a jump rope, and I do jump rope on break, inside or outside.
Okay. I haven't had a jump rope myself. I haven't jumped rope in like 30 years.
Nor had I.
I guess I might try that. I have to let you know how that goes. Then on day 5, you have the family activity plan, this is a major thing. So the plan, you have to get the checklist, get the plan itself. But what I want to ask you, Dorothy, is we know people are home that normally aren't home with their kids all the time, having all their stories. What is one thing you think parents, even before they even begin this activity plan, what is one thing they need to do first?
For parents, definitely take care of yourself first, right? That's the whole thing. If you're losing your sanity, it's going to show up every single place. So if you need a hot bath in order to do it, if you need a walk outside, whatever it is, make sure you take care of yourself first. That will limit the amount of frustration you as an adult create because your kids are bouncing off the walls or whatever's going on.
Yeah, that's a good one. You first. It's almost like the analogy I always use has been on a plane. I've flown many times. I know you have too.
Yes.
And they say, put the mask on yourself first. Naturally, you don't think that way. You're thinking, no, my child, or no, my whatever. It's like, no, actually, you go first, because if you put it on them and you pass out, then there's nothing that doesn't help them in the end. The whole point is, you can help them because you're the bigger person. You can help them if you're okay. That's kind of
And the other thing is, if you're a night person, think about tomorrow, just quickly, what it is your kids would enjoy doing. If you're a morning person, then in the morning before they're up, think about what your kids would enjoy doing and help them to make it happen. But just take your sweet spot. Some of us are night people, some of us are morning people. Just make your plan at that time.
When I talk about night people, because I know a lot of people who are night folks who, after everybody's put to bed and everything's quiet, then it's when you start to do the organizing. I always say, I call it thinking about your tomorrow self.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like your tomorrow self, like, how would you like your tomorrow to look? So now is your chance to do it. I like that.
See? Okay, so you know all this stuff. You're just asking me questions because, you have to.
I'm learning stuff from you too. I love it. These are for the listeners. When they listen to both of us, they know we're telling them. I love this guy. I love this guy. I really do. I'm actually going to pass this guy on to somebody. I know somebody does this. Then you have a couple of pages that are very interesting. Home projects, plan your finances. Those are good because I always say that this is the time now to actually edit your life. I call it editing your life. I work in Hollywood. It's about editing. You're the editor of your life. I really love this whole concept of now here's a chance to look at what's going on. You're home.
Yeah.
I know you're home. So now time to look at yourself.
Yeah. Well, if you're in a hotel, if you work at a hotel, you do what's called a punch list. And you move from, you start in at one end of the hotel and you move to through the whole floor, bottom floor, whether you have a pool or a gym or a business center. Then you go up to the rooms, you check out every single space, the restaurant, all of it. And you get this punch list going of things that either need to be repaired or organized or, completely rehauled. So same thing in our homes. Move left to right around the whole house and decide, okay, do I need to paint? Do I need to patch that hole? Now's the time. You can get your list together and see what needs to be replaced or repaired or organized. And then once you have your list together, you can prioritize it from either the easiest to the hardest, or from the cheapest to the most expensive, or to the most time consuming to least time consuming, any way you want.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's that whole thing of like just now taking inventory, look around, and go. And you and I, we know this. God, I wish I had time to do this. I just don't have any time to do that. I don't have time to get to that. We hear that all the time from people. Well, now you have no excuse. You have time to get to that if you can. You know what I mean? And so I think that's why I think it's a great idea to have the list going. I love punch lists. I love that. So that you just kind of go, okay, these are some things I want to take care of. You don't have to rush or anything. You don't have to kill yourself doing it. But just like I love lists. So you have a list, and they can actually kind of just pick one, and just like you said, pick one and do it, and get it.
Yes.
You'll feel so much better when you accomplish something, right?
Yes. Yes. And, I know everybody's saying, when you look back on COVID-19, what will you be able to say that you've accomplished? And, not everybody may want to do anything. I do know, and I bet you know this too, that there are a lot of people who have fears. And a lot of people are afraid right now, and it is paralyzing. So for you folks who are listening, and this is probably the life coach in you too, James, but I do a mantra that says, I feel well, I am well, I will be okay. So, even if you're not doing organizing or projects around the house, work on yourself as a project and remind yourself you're going to be okay.
Well, that leads into what is my personal crusade after getting Bell's palsy 2 years ago: self-care. And so in the mornings, I read Psalm 91. For us religious folks, I read Psalm 91 every morning with my tea before I start my day. This is my New York, because I love my New York people. With my tea every morning, I read out loud a couple of times, calm down, and then I start my day. So I agree with you. Get a mantra. Whether it's Psalm 91 or just get something to help you calm down. Maybe not watch the news first thing in the morning. Things like that. Trust me, you'll get the updates. Don't worry. You'll get the updates. But I love that you added this checklist for self-care. And thank you so much for adding that in there. It's so important. So let's talk about that for a little bit.
Okay. Well, on the self-care piece, I'll just tell you my own, because that might be helpful.
Yes,
but
please.
I wake up, and the first thing I do is meditate. I stay in bed, but I meditate. Sometimes I sit, sometimes I just look up at the ceiling or outside the window, and I ask myself, I ask the universe, okay, what is it today that is most important? What is it I'm supposed to be doing? Like, I know what I'm supposed to be doing. I have a calendar, but what am I supposed to be doing?
Yes, I like that.
Right? And sometimes that means my 87-year-old mom is what I'm supposed to be doing. She's on the calendar, but there's something there that I need to do for her. And that something might be to make her feel like she's safe, right? She grew up in the war. She was born and raised in Germany. Her house was bombed as a kid. A virus like this makes her very afraid. So what can I do? So these thoughts that come to me in meditation or quiet time, whatever you want to say, is one way that I manage my self-care. Of course, I love taking a hot bath. That always works for me.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's just warmth and like a warm touch around me. So it's that kind of thing. And then I do look at this so small. I used to be a gymnast. I worked out 5 hours a day. Now I at least do 10 push-ups, 20 sit-ups, and I do some arm reps. I mean, the whole thing takes 3 minutes, but that's what I do.
I love it. I'm gonna piggyback off the bath thing. I always tell people about baths because for me, it forces me to slow down. A shower is easy. You get in a shower, you can take long showers, but it doesn't matter. in a shower, you're always moving. You're doing something. You know what I mean? You're washing, you're doing your hair, you're doing whatever. When you're in a bathtub, I do big bowl baths. I have all kinds of stuff in there. And luckily, thank you God, I have a 6-foot tub and I'm 6 feet tall, so I fit in it all the way. I can lay down in it. But for me, it forces me to slow down. And for that 20 minutes where I'm in the bathtub, I don't bring anything in there with me. Occasionally, I brought books sometimes. Sometimes I'll bring a book in there or a glass of wine. They say you shouldn't do that, but you know. I see you like, I love a glass of wine sometimes, and I just literally just veg out for a while.
Yeah.
And just like you said, you're right. It feels like a hug or something when you're in the warm water, and it's like it's the right temperature, and there's something about that. And you're just like, but it forces me to stop, at least for 20 minutes, 25 minutes. I'm stopped, and then I can start again afterwards. But usually I do it towards the end of the night, and I feel good and I relax. But I love when you said, I was like, I'm all about that.
Yeah.
All about it.
That's it. That's what we organizers do. We bathe.
We do. And you talk about the last couple of days are all about longer term plans but the one that you bring up that I was like, I'm just curious what your thoughts are on this personal thoughts on this, the new world, because I do feel like we're in a transformative time, and it's just not gonna be just like, okay, right, back to normal, okay, right, let's go back. And like, it's like, I feel like we're changed forever. We've now realized how dirty we are. I mean, in the sense of just like just things we just really took for granted. I mean, that we just don't, we don't wash as much, you'll do this as much, you'll do that as much, you don't have things in place. We're seeing systems just crumble around us that weren't meant to handle all of this. Computers are going down, internets are going down because everybody's like used to everybody being at home at the same time. So what are your thoughts on what you might think the new world may be?
Yeah, well, first we can start out from a very self-centric point of view, which is to think about me, myself, and I. And here I am. I may have lost my job, or I'm temporarily out of a job, or, this is a time when you can actually think ahead and say, okay, there are all sorts of weird new opportunities that weren't there before. Yeah. Or interesting new opportunities. What do I really want to do with my life? We are here, and we can suddenly have a moment in the bathtub where we think about the future and what we really want to do. We will be able to travel again. And where do we want to travel? And how do we want to travel? And how prepared do we want to be when we travel? One of the things that I also want to mention is I have another company, and it's called Digital Life Cloud with business partners. And on digitallifecloud.com, you can go there and get all of your emergency planning, your checklists, not checklists, your information, medical information. So 3 pages that you can take with you if you need to go to the doctor, or if you're on vacation, since we're talking about vacation, you can take it with you, and you'll have everything you need all the time. Like, we always think we're going to get to taking care of our will, getting our medical information set up and in place. And now is the time, even if it's just a teeny little bit, and it helps when we're on vacation and setting those goals for ourselves.
I did a blog post like 4 years ago. I think it was 4 years ago. One of my most popular blog posts. And people kept on, I said, do you know your blood type? Just simple as that. I have some people who don't know their blood type. They don't even know if they're an A or a B or an OB or OB negative positive. They have no idea. And it's amazing. I mean, I'm A positive, so I know mine. But again, I was a nurse, but there's a lot of folks who just don't know their blood type. And so I like your idea of just kind of like, let's gather some of that information that's really important. Any allergies or things like that, because I'm lactose intolerant. There's those things I can't, it's like, but people don't even know their blood type.
Yeah, it's true. And right now, given that, people are still being hospitalized, we don't get to take in a suitcase anymore, with what we're going to need for overnight or for 2 weeks. No, you get to take in a couple of things in a baggie. And so again, digitallifecloud.com, and in the middle of the webpage, it's free. Download those 3 medical emergency pages that you can just fold up, put in a little plastic baggie, and take with you if you're going to the hospital or doctor's office.
I'm going to actually post it on my pages, so I guess that.
Yeah.
Yeah, good idea. Yeah,
Good
good idea.
organizing tool.
Yeah, it's good idea. It's just this, you should know that you should have it. You don't have to know it by heart, but at least you have written down somewhere that you can hand to somebody who's important.
Yeah, because our advocates can't even come in with us. Our spouses, nobody can. I can't. You're on your own here.
Seriously, like seriously.
Be ready.
I think again, I mean, I wish this virus didn't happen, of course, but I have been noticing people have been thinking, wow, James, now I see why organization is important because I can't find such and such. I can't find this, or I can't do this.
Yeah.
Or, I did a video the other day on junk drawers, and I said, look in your junk drawers, look in your toolbox. You may have tools and things that actually can help you. Like I said, I found some gloves I didn't realize I had in a junk drawer. I thought I had this somewhere else. You may have hand sanitizer laying around somewhere. Like it's time to do inventory, folks. It's time to get organized.
Yeah, but I will say one thing about the junk drawer.
Tell me.
People out there are very glad to know that organizers have them too.
I think you have one. Now, if all your drawers are junk drawers, it's a problem. But one junk drawer is that's fine. I have no problem with that. One, maybe two, maybe. But one is fine, and I have one. I have things that just don't fit anything else. I mean, people see my house. It's very organized. I have stuff, everywhere. But I have a drawer that I have by my bed. This is kind of like miscellaneous goods that don't fit anything else. And I did find a couple items in there that were very useful for this time period while I was in there. So I suggest people go around, literally go around here, take her, download her thing, walk around the house. Like I said, start from one room to another, start from one corner of the room to another, and just like do what she's outlined. And I think you'll be better for it. I believe you, Dorothy. I think it's really comprehensive.
Thank you.
It's great.
Thank you. I really appreciate your giving me the chance to help people just get more prepared for another time that we may have a situation like this, or take care of it right now.
And I think also this is a thing that could be used if we have a big earthquake. In places we live, we have big earthquakes or tornadoes or hurricanes or blizzards. The country has different things. This guide is good for that too. It totally. I'm from the East Coast. I've been stuck in a house in blizzards for 4 or 5, 6 days. Yeah. Cabin fever. I've done that before where the snow was so I couldn't leave the house. So this is good too, just in case. These things are really good just in case for anything that goes down. But I just think it's beautiful. I love it. I love it.
Thank you.
Dorothy, I love you.
I love you too.
I do. You're my new bestie. I love you. I think, and thanks for taking what you went through and making it into a positive, helpful thing. That's very, very service to our community.
Well, it's one skill I have, so I may as well try to use it, right?
Yes, that's a good skill.
I can't be on the front lines, but this is what I can do. So thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Tell folks where they can find all you on the interwebs.
Everything. So dorothytheorganizer.com, all the social media, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, dorothytheorganizer.com or Dorothy the Organizer. And of course, that medical piece that we talked about, those medical documents, that's at digitallifecloud.com.
And I will post all this stuff on our pages everywhere. Of course, you can follow the Super Organizer Show on Facebook and Twitter. Make sure Twitter it's the SOS _ show. Do not forget the underscore. The show is on YouTube, on JLJ Media. The audio version is everywhere. Trust and believe. It is on Deezer, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Spreaker, Spotify. I put it everywhere. So wherever you find it, you can't miss it. Like, subscribe, and comment. Share this with whoever you think needs to know. I'm going to share this actually with a couple people. They need to know this. Share it with them. And of course, where can you find me? We're all James Lott Jr. are sold at James Lott Jr. on all social media platforms. I made it very simple for you. Just follow me there. And I want to thank Dorothy again for being on the show. And all of you out there, please try to stay as sane as you can. You need to reach out to people, reach out to them. There's no problem reaching out to people. We know it's a difficult time, but we can get through this. We can. We really can.